Okay, guys, next up I have a data wall. I'm so excited for this resource. End of the year is when we really focus on data. I like to talk about data all year long, but towards the end of the school year, it's so nice to kind of show off how your program has been progressing. I talk a lot about an end of the year report, but I was trying to get creative and think of a new way to, do the same idea. And that's where I've been talking about the data wall. So this one's cool. It is a Impact exclusive. It is not yet in my TPT store. I'll probably post it in there later, but you guys are getting it first. So you get first access to this, and it's a brand new resource. Like I said, just came up with this one. So why I think you should use a data wall? Well, there's a lot of reasons. First up, you can show your students progress and the services that you've provided. So this is data that you'll collect from things like self-assessments, behavior surveys. You can use your Google Calendar, your student sign-in logs to log how many students that you've served and how they've progressed. This way you can demonstrate your program's impact. So by showcasing this data, you're telling your admin, your principal, your teachers, your parents, the students, you're showing everyone the counseling program and the impact that it's had. Like, wow, look at all this data, look at this progress. And you're spreading awareness about the services that you've provided. So this does two things. First off, it allows you to kind of, brag a little bit and say, wow, look at all these students that we've served in our program. But secondly, it's a really cool way to spread awareness on the services that you offer. So maybe a parent walks by and they're like, oh, I didn't even know our school had a counselor who did individual counseling. My kid could really use that. So if you have stats up there like 10 students served in individual counseling, 5 small groups ran on these topics, maybe they're thinking it's kind of like some free advertising for your program as well. Not that you need it. I'm sure you're getting a ton of referrals. But it's always good to spread awareness. We never want people thinking like, who's the counselor? What do they do again? So it's a great way to advocate for your role and for your program because you're showing who you are, what you do, and how it's effective. As you can tell, I'm fired up. I love data. So I'm giving you a build your own data wall kit. So you're going to get some cool like bulletin board letters and numbers in there, like all the colors. So you can, put whatever text you want on there. So you can write data wall or your school's name or whatever. I give you all the bulletin board things. So you just cut those out and then paste them up there. And then I give you some templates so you can fill in this information to get beautiful graphs like these that you're going to show on your data wall. So here's an example of what one could look like in action. Now I encourage you to put your data wall in a highly visited place, high traffic spot. So maybe that's in the hallway, maybe at the front office, multi-purpose room, cafeteria, library. We definitely want adults' eyes to be on it because they're going to care about it a little more than the students, but we do want the students to check it out as well. So I'm going to give you an easy how-to template and guide. So on the left-hand side there, you'll see a template. I'm just kind of showing you like how I think you should set it up. Obviously, you can totally customize it, but I recommend you having like a title of your data wall. You can talk about the number of class lessons you delivered, put your small group data, put your individual counseling data, and then if you want to have like a quarter highlight. So if you're switching this bulletin board out quarterly, you could pick like one thing that quarter that's really awesome or that you really want to focus on. So for example, maybe you just had a group in and the results in their self-assessments were awesome and you really want to showcase that or highlight that data. So you can just pull like a high point that you want to put there, a highlight. And then I have in the bottom right-hand corner there a QR code. So I encourage you to make a little QR code and it says above it like scan for referral form. So if you are a parent or a teacher and you're like, wow, I didn't realize our counseling program offered this, they can scan that, links to a Google form referral, and then they can access you for services. So we always want to be clear on how people can access us, right? And then, like I said, I have a guide for you. So I break it down. I show you that template if you need inspiration on how to get started. And then I have a virtual version for you. So if you're not in person, if you don't have a real bulletin board, obviously that's ideal. But if not, you can do a virtual version and put it on your counseling website, school website, something like that. Then I have and I'm going to break these down further. I'm just kind of giving you a summary, but the services provided Google Sheets. So you'll get a link so you can edit your own copy there. That's where you'll create your graphs. Then I have links to my self-assessments and behavior surveys. So these are not included, but I link to them in case you want them. If you've been an Impact member for a while, you may already have these. So double check for sure. But those, I encourage you to use the data from those forms. So that's why I link to those. But I also have a YouTube video I link to where I show you exactly how to make those forms. So if you don't already have them, but you don't want to buy them, you can totally DIY it, and I give you a YouTube video giving a direct how-to on that. And then I talk about how to create that QR code referral form. I link to a template and then a website where you can easily create a QR code if you're not sure how to do that. Okay, so here is the virtual data wall I was talking about. So this is in Canva. It's a template, so you can just drag and drop photos of your graphs in there. You can totally change the text, colors, everything, completely customizable. And then you can post it somewhere virtually so your school can still access it even if it's not, in person. Or you could do both. Maybe you have it up in person, but maybe you send home a parent newsletter as well, or you want to put it on your school website, because the more eyes that can get on this, the better. So I'm going to have detailed instructions for you there. So I show you how to collect the services provided data. So I'm going to give you a Google sheet that you're going to be able to make a copy of, and I have like example numbers in there, but you can customize them to fit your numbers, and then I show you how to make those beautiful pie charts using those numbers. And then same thing if you create your own or use the ones that I recommend, the progress monitoring forms or the self-assessments, I show you how to grab the data from those and to create the graphs. So I know some of the digital stuff can get tricky and you may feel overwhelmed, so I make it super simple. I have screenshots there circled exactly what you need to do. And then there's that video tutorial I was referring to. That's how I show you how you can create your own if you want to DIY like your self-assessments or your behavior surveys. And here's that services provided editable sheet I was talking about. So you will receive this and you can customize it. So as you see at the bottom there, I have all the tiers. So your class lessons, your small groups, your individual sessions, and referral data. So you can go in and you'll change the topics, so this is individual sessions. So how many students did you meet with on those certain topics? Or in small groups, how many students did you serve over these topics? And then it creates, I already have the graph in there. So as you change the data, it should just auto change the graph. But I show you how to customize it. So in case you want to, change it to be different colors, maybe your school colors, or if instead of a pie graph, maybe you prefer like a line graph or bar graph. So you can totally customize it to fit your needs. But if you want to keep it simple, just simply change the numbers and the topics to mirror your school, and then it'll just be right there. Then you screenshot it, print it out, throw it on your data wall. Super simple and looks super professional. So like I said, I'm pumped on this resource. I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys are too.